Princess line. I think guys a way to do it, but I left this dart in, I think. So if we don't want this dart, you guys can pivot it up to the shoulder and integrate it into the princess line, okay? So always mark where you want the dart to go. So if my princess line is gonna be down the center of the shoulder, this is where I wanna move the dart. If my princess line is gonna be coming from the neck, that's where I'd wanna move the dart. If the princess line is coming from my armhole, which is another common area, I would move my dart here, okay? So then if my dart is here, I can use each leg to create my princess line. Does that make sense? So let's move it up to the shoulder right here. So marking where I want my dart to be. And I like to always, I start here at the bottom of this dart and start moving towards the center front. And trace across. And trace up here. And then when I get to where, oops, I want my dart to be, this is where I stop and I'm gonna pivot and I'm gonna close this dart. So I'm gonna go like this and move it this way. So now I'm moving this dart over here. So now this is where the neck, I know I marked where I want my dart to be. That's where the next leg's gonna start. You guys all know this. You can slash and spread too. You should already know this. I can pivot back and I can transfer my apex. I don't need this anymore, so I don't need to transfer that, but definitely always transfer the apex. You can transfer this guy. So let's say I don't want this dart in my design. So there's a few things you can do. So if it's pretty on the back torso guide, if the dart's small enough, you want to get rid of this one, you could bring, say, this side right here, which is like 3/8. You could bring this in 3/8 and you could bring this in 3/8. And then you take your ruler and just reshape the back. So this is assuming you have a seam on the center back, right? So this is a nice way to get a really pretty fit in the back, just tucking it in. And if there's a zipper back here or a seam, there's no problem with doing this. If it's on the fold, obviously, then there's a problem, right? So, and then same here, bring this in. So if you brought this in 3/8 and this 3/8, this is gone now. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And then you can create a princess line using this dart on this side and then a princess line on this side. Like that. If you want to have your princess line over here, pivot your dart over here. And then one side of the leg is one side of the other dart leg, like that. Pivot this dart over here if you want it coming from over here. Does that make sense? So on this one, this is going to be on the fold. So I don't want to bring this in. I can't do that. But my dart, if it's small enough, you know, if it's more than, it's 3/8 on each side. It's a 3/4 inch dart. So it's not too big. So I'm gonna just add 3/8 here, add 3/8 here, and make this one big dart. Okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. So I already have this traced. So this is my apex, right? And this is my dart. I didn't trace the other one because I'm gonna get rid of it. So I need to transfer my waist. So it's a good idea to mark that, right? And I know that I want to add 3/8 to this side. 1, 2, 3, and 3/8 to this side. 1, 2, 3. And now I've gotten rid of my that other dart that I don't want. And then on the back, I'm just gonna take it in on the sides and do it that way. So there is variation. Everyone's gonna have some variation in what they're doing. This dart is gonna go to the apex. So I got rid of this guy here. I'm just gonna draw this in all the way to the apex. Okay.
Notice your darts don't line up.
And this I'm just okay. This I'm gonna true up. Okay. So yeah, it's not lined up. We didn't create our sloper that way, but that's okay, because I'm gonna create my princess line like this, and it's still gonna look nice. So if you need help making your princess line curve, I think all of you are gonna get it pretty good. Let me know and I'll help you, but you're gonna have to play with it and eyeball it a bit. And this is a style line, so so this is my princess line. It's up to you, you're the designer. I mean, it needs to fit and look good, but this is basically your princess line, okay? So what's the most important thing that I need to do now before I start cutting? The notches, right? So I want you guys to have a notch at the apex, and then I want you to have a notch 2 inches above the apex and 2 inches below, because that's where you want to keep any sort of ease, if there's ease. And then I want you to notch the waist. So I'm going to be grading you on that. So there should be notches here on each pattern piece. Okay? So that everything is matched up properly when you sew it. Because it can get tricky doing these princess lines. So if you were doing it from, maybe you wanted your princess line to come from the center front, something like this. So it has to cut through the apex. So you're gonna have to kind of cut the difference through here like this, and cut the difference through here like this. But you have to move this dart over here, and then you can get rid of that dart and use that dart from over here. If you want to leave it, you can. You know, sometimes having these darts give it a nice fit. You've distributed all that ease around, and it gives it a softer fit. So, but if you want these nice style lines, cleaner look, you can do it like that. Does that make sense? Does anyone have questions? So you might have several steps, you know, and if you're using the contour guide, that is different. It's different, and if you need help with that, I can help you individually if you're using that, or do another demo for you guys. Okay? Is that clear? Okay, good.